Yes, as we mentioned earlier, Burkina Faso getting flushed away, and unjustly so, I think, as we saw another AFCON semi-final go to penalties, much to our frustration. But it was a spirited performance from the dark horses, but ultimately Egypt booked their 9th time in the final. Neil Gregg, sports journalist, now joins us, nodding his head after what has been an interesting AFCON. Let's quickly do a recap. Some big surprises. We wanted to see more out of teams like Ivory Coast. So many of these African stars shining in the big leagues in Europe. Who are your big shock exits out of this tournament? Who should have been in these semi-finals, do you think?
Yeah, thanks, Graham. Firstly, I think Ivory Coast, you'd expect them to be there, defending champions, but I always knew as defending champs they might battle a little bit. I think Algeria shocked me a little bit more. The quality of players, every department. So they weren't too good. So the two of them, I think, were the big shocks.
And of course, Burkina Faso, they came close when AFCON was in South Africa, but they haven't had a huge record in AFCON traditionally. Paulo Duarte doing fantastic stuff with that team. He hails Mourinho as his mentor and father figure, but just couldn't get it done last night. And I thought Burkina Faso dominated for the majority of the game, but again, we saw it go to penalty shootout.
Yeah, great to see Bansay players down in Port Elizabeth with Chipper United scoring the goal. So I think Burkina Faso have shown consistency can win you a lot. Same coach for a while, same group of players since 2013, very much the same squad that was in our country. Yeah. So unlucky to them, but they'll be there for a while if they can keep consistent.
And Egypt showing their credentials. I think one of the first 3 teams to play in the first AFCON tournament. So they'll be going for an 8th title, I think. But as you said earlier, their 9th tournaments. Now we look at the big guns tonight, and we are hoping to see a regulation time win for either Cameroon or Ghana. Talk about the firepower there. Who do you think's got the edge?
Well, hopefully for all the spectators in African football, we do see goals and we don't see a stalemate. We want to see the two teams that have got all the history and all the big name players actually, put up a 3-2 or 4-3 goal fest for us. But two great teams. I think Ghana will have too much firepower, too much experience in the Ayew brothers and several other players. They've been together a long time, and they've proved they can do it at this level. Yeah,
and we've seen both the Ayew brothers find the back of the net as well, which is a marker. And I think up against something like a team with the kind of gravitas that Egypt has, you want to send a message out now. Going into that final, do you think either of these teams can beat Egypt?
Definitely. I think both have a very good chance. Egypt, sure, they've got the experience, they've got a lot of class. Mohamed Salah is their big player.
Al-Hadri is just on
and a keeper
fire
like
at the moment. Yeah.
But it's great to have them back. Egypt's our powerhouse. You want the Pharaohs there. But I believe if Ghana get through, which I expect, they'll be too strong and they'll win that crown. It's been until 1980s when Ghana last won the final. So they've been pretty desperate to finally get past the final hurdle.
Yeah, they've got the credentials to do it. Neil, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Enjoy every ball. I'll be hoping with you that we get a plethora of goals tonight, but I'm sure we'll have you back to talk about that final event as well. Africa's showpiece gets underway at 9 o'clock tonight, and of course you can catch every ounce of the action live on SABC Sports.